computer. All right, so today, what I want to just share today is about leadership, because leadership is such a key element. And with leadership, though, how do we lead? We have to lead from the front as an example, but we also then, when we're leading as a leader, we have to be able to create the vision. And the only way we can empower people and empower ourselves, first and foremost, is through vision. It literally is like, I must envision what I'm going towards. And so, and what it looks like, right? We talk about, for a vision, the best way to create a vision, to go from a promise to a promise and a purpose and a dream to a reality, is to go towards the pain. And I know you guys talked about this, Jesse, on your call too. That's what's so phenomenal is I agree 100% with what you guys said, is that it is about going towards the pain. Right. And the eagle goes towards the storm, right? The storm is the pain. The thing that makes you uncomfortable is the pain. So what's interesting is, as leaders, we have to be willing to do the thing that makes us uncomfortable and go towards it. But before we go towards it, and the only way we're going to be willing to go towards it is if we have a vision of it. So we have to remember what our vision was. And as I was sharing with Hazel this morning, my beautiful girl, Hazel, Campos Jr. there, and this is another good picture of her, Miss Hazel.
Oh, and I haven't seen that one.
Yeah,
I missed it somehow.
Yep. So this is my girl Hazel, and she is freaking awesome. She is a great leader. She takes initiative, she goes after it. But one of the things that we've been challenged by is, I said, I want you to have a new purpose in your life, and that is to go towards the pain. Go towards that thing that's uncomfortable. Because ordinary people don't go towards pain. Natural people don't go towards pain. Supernatural and extraordinary people are willing to do the extra. So it's like I was sharing with her, because again, she has a vision of winning a championship. That's what we were talking about, leadership this morning. And it starts with a vision. So it's like, okay, what does it look like? She's like, for Social Circle, to lead the Social Circle team, volleyball team, she wants to be a champion. I said, okay, what does that look like then? And same thing, it's like, if you're going towards the pain, you got to go towards that which is uncomfortable in order to accomplish that promise, in order to accomplish that dream, in order to accomplish that vision. But you first have to have a vision and know what it looks like. If you're not familiar with it, you've never been there, then you've got to go study someone that has. You've got to go see what their vision is and what they did. So point being, in going towards the pain, is like, if I do 10 push-ups, there's no pain. I can do 10 push-ups every freaking day of my life, and I might, be okay and stay where I am. But if I want the promise of a fit, healthy, strong pecs and arms, guess what? I got to do more than I did yesterday. I've got to go towards the pain, meaning that I've got to not just do 10 push-ups. I've got to be willing to do 20, 25 push-ups. And when it hurts, do a couple more. Do the extra to become the extraordinary. And it's the problem that we have. We stay ordinary. We stay doing the same freaking things that we've done the day before. And we wonder why we don't have results, because we're not going towards the pain. We're not going towards the storm. So we've got to take the wisdom of the eagle. But why does the eagle have wisdom? Because they actually have a vision. And what is that vision? What if you don't know? Like, Hazel's never been a champion before, but guess what? She has gotten second place and received a trophy. So she has some familiarity with when she was once successful in volleyball. And I asked her, I said, okay, let's talk about that then. Let's talk about the vision. When you got that little trophy for second place in your brackets, what did you do that day? What did you do that weekend for that tournament that was different? Let's talk about it. And we pulled up several things. Sight, one of them was her team. They created, I've got a video up where they created this little cheer where all of them simultaneously jumped up and clapped at the same time. That's the weekend that they got the second place. Also, every time you saw one team member, guess what? You saw the whole team sitting together, eating together. I said, what were you eating? Because remember, we talked about the senses. If you're going to create a reality and you want to have a dream become successful, you've got to talk about all the senses. So I said, all right, let's start with taste, because that's the most unlikely one to be like, what? That's weird. What did you eat during that time? And as we process, she goes, I remember we were all sitting together and I was eating Doritos. She goes, I've been craving Doritos so much. Perfect. Bingo. You were eating Doritos. Guess what? That's one step closer to a reality of what it feels like and the vision of winning, what it feels like. You were eating Doritos, great. And what about the team? What did it look like? Who was around you? What did it feel like to have that team there? What was the emotions, right? So we look at the senses, touch. Who did you touch? Were you guys close together during that time? Yeah, we did the high five. We did in the huddles, we were all close together. And I said, here's one other thing that you're probably not going to catch, and that's okay. I was with you and Corabelle. Corabelle is one of the lead players. She's the gal that never comes out. She's the libero, and she comes out, but I mean, she's one of the main people in there and like the team lead in communicating and bringing unity. So her and Corabelle, Hazel and I stayed with Corabelle's family at an Airbnb that weekend. And I talked to them and I encouraged them. And I said, guess what? That's also the same weekend we had fun. And we created the TikToks together, you and I. We were dancing and having fun. That's the same weekend. Why am I doing this? Because I'm creating the vision. And what else? The recipe for her level of success, her top level of success, her vision, something she can actually grab a hold of and know that it happened before, is the same thing that you got to do to get your victory as well. You've got to go back to that time that you were victorious, your best month in sales, your best month in results of whatever you're in, whether it's health, fitness, marriage, relationships, your best time. And you've got to look at the recipe. You've got to recreate that vision, understand what was my senses? What did I eat? What was I watching? What did I see around me? What did I feel on my skin? How was I touching the people around me? What was it like to do that? What did I hear? What were people chanting? Da, 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 da. What was I doing? What music was I listening to? And I said, it's during these times that actually people create these superstitions, these feathers, if you would, like Dumbo, where Dumbo had to have a feather to fly, right? That's what he thought until he lost the feather. And then they convinced him it was just fake. It wasn't real. You can fly. You just got to have the confidence to fly. Same thing here, right? With Hazel's team, it's like that cheer and all those things create that feeling of the same recipe happening again, working together, seeing themselves win. But it's all the things. So like, the other thing is, what am I hearing? What kind of chant were we saying? What was the crowd yelling? What were we saying as a team? Ace, right? All the different things that they do to get there. What is it that got you to your last victory? And guess what? If you want the same result as your last victory, do the same thing, 100%. But if you want that now can become your new ordinary, recreate it. But guess what? You want extraordinary? You can't settle there. You have to do more. You have to do a little extra. So you have to go beyond what you normally do, push yourself a little bit more, and guess what that creates? Pain. It creates uncomfortable. It creates something that I don't desire. And I'll tell you, at the center of most of your pain, mine included, is embarrassment. And what's embarrassment? Lack of confidence. What are they going to think? Who cares what they think? That's why you have to have a vision of where you want to go and include all the senses and include all the emotions: sadness, happiness, joy, fear, embarrassing, confidence, victory, defeat. You have to create all those emotions and remember what they were like and how you overcame them in that moment of your victory, and recreate it, and then do a little bit more. That's your challenge today, is what did I do? What did I have playing? What kind of activities did I do? Push-ups? Did I jump up and down and get myself pumped up before I made that call, before I called that client? What did I do? How was I connecting with my bride? What was it that made me inspired to go a little bit more? Create that vision again. Write it down. Write the recipe of what you did to have that last victory, and then do a little bit more. Because I said to Hazel, I said, you got second place. How are you going to get first place? Do the same thing, you'll get second place again. You want first place, you're going to have to do a little bit more. You have to do extra. You have to do super to get the supernatural. You have to be a little more super and a little more extra to be extraordinary. So it's our time to step up and do a little bit more so we can become extraordinary. We've had big results. We have. We've had some freaking awesome months. but we have to recreate that recipe of what it took to get there. We worked together. We were in synchronicity. We were dancing. We were cheering each other on. We knew we could do it. We need to create that again, and then a little bit more. And sometimes, in order to see a new vision of what it looks like, here's what I had Hazel do. I had Hazel go and watch. It's her assignment today to level up her leadership. I said, you don't know what it's like to be a champion, do you? It's like, nope. Like, okay, then you better go watch somebody who is. And so I said, you're going to go watch on YouTube. I promise you, try to get one that's in Georgia, a team that's won more than one championship, because one championship sometimes can be a fluke. Two, you got some skills or coaching or some camaraderie there. Two or more. I said, go see who a winning team is, a really winning team, do some research, and then go watch their championship games. Because if they're good and they're a bigger team, even high school teams will be on YouTube. Somebody posted it. So go look it up and find, and then go watch those championship games all the way through. Not just spotty from the beginning, because you're going to see camaraderie, you're going to see unity, you're going to see cheers. And then I said, guess what? Don't try to be clever and figure out how to do it on your own. Just freaking copy them. Because guess what? They're a champion and you're not. So what can you do to copy exactly what they did? Their cheers, their chants, their crowd. What does their crowd do? You got to create that new recipe. Take your recipe for your victory, take their recipe, and then we're going to figure out how we can make it happen today. Not tomorrow, but today, to get a winning recipe. So that's our challenge too. That's my challenge to you watching this. What can you do today that will help you to see your victory? Number one, create the vision of it with the emotions in the sentence, and then go find someone else who has a greater victory in your category or in what you want to accomplish. And what did they do to get there? Grab some of that recipe, and then let's go marry the two, and let's get a victory for today. Because there is people that have done better than we have in everything out there, I promise you. And so whether it's in today for us, for our team, for our sales team, it's sales. So understanding, right, what it looks like to do sales. And I will tell you, I think a good one right now would be Mr. A.O. Williams, to go watch his video. Because what do we know? What are we lacking for sales is to do it and do it and do it again. And guess what? Mr. A.O. Williams built a multi-billion-dollar company on sales. That's how he did it. Sales, teamwork, camaraderie. And I have his book, Coach. And so that can be our sample today. Go watch his video. It's like 10 minutes long on what it takes to become good at sales. You do like Mr. A.O. Williams. Do it and do it and do it again. And guess what? Then we go do it. We take action. So what's your action step today? What's your thing? Like Hazel, my daughter, she has volleyball. What's your thing? What are you going to do to go out there and find someone that's better than you in this world and watch some clips of how they do it, get their encouragement? What did they do to get where they wanted to go? That's more farther along than you are, and go do it. Marry that old victory that you have and then level it up with their stuff somewhere in between, right? Because it's not about completely doing everything they do, because then it's overwhelming and you want to quit. It's understanding what it took to get your victory and doing a little bit more, a little bit extra. That is the recipe for victory and the recipe for your next level. God bless you. Where's my recording? Bam, there we go.